it right here. We gon' talk about everything you like. I'ma make it real, real clear. It's TYNEE Talks right here. We gon' talk about it right here. I'm gonna talk about everything you like. I'ma make it real, real clear. Cause it's TYNEE Talks. And I'ma talk about it. Yeah, cause it's TYNEE Talks. And I'ma talk about it.
And welcome to this special edition of the TYNEE Talks podcast. Remember, TYNEE Talks, and you listen. This is the podcast where you come to laugh and learn, the podcast that entertains and educates. So as you know, we've been missing out in action like for the past couple of weeks because, you know, life. And we're still in our series, the wedding season of the TYNEE Talks podcast, where you're getting to know myself and my fiancé Terence as we go through our journey from engagement to marriage and what that's been. And so we have special guests with us today on the show as you're learning a little bit more about, it's not just me and him, but we actually have a family. So I came into the relationship with my bio son, Andrew. Say what up, though.
Hello.
And Terence came into the relationships with two of his sons.
Yeah. What up, son? Yeah, what's going on?
Taj and Kai. Kai decided not to be on camera or a part of this today, but he's still a part of our hearts.
He said he was too cool for us.
He was too cool for us, but it's all good. I also want to dedicate today's show to my mother, Beverly Sims. And today, actually 7 years ago today, as we're recording on November 20th, the show will actually air on the 23rd. But today was the actual last day I physically saw my mother alive. And so we're going to dedicate today's show to her because I was having like a little hard time today, but it's all good. Also, we'll dedicate this show to Dolph. Shout out to Dolph. We're dedicating this to you. May you rest in eternal peace. So, yeah, let's get right into it.
All right.
So, like, I'm totally bugging. Y'all can see my son. Like, y'all don't know he was just into, like, Batman last year. And now he's, like, super cool. So, so as you all know from, like, the last couple of episodes that we had that when Terence and I started dating, my son was away in Michigan because he goes to Michigan every summer. And so he came back at the end of the summer of 2017. And as Terence mentioned prior, that they were like besties. When you first met Terence, like, what did you think of him?
Like a life-size toy.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
He was a life-size toy to you?
Yeah, like kind of like a Barbie.
Mm-hmm. What? Right? Maybe like a sumo wrestler?
Yeah.
Okay. And you enjoyed him, like when we lived in Soho? So we lived in Soho. So what was like so he was like a toy to you, and what did you enjoy most about him coming around?
Being like dressing up as Batman,
Mm-hmm.
and him being like Black Panther.
Yes. So you enjoyed that he really kind of got into your imagination with you. That's what's up. That's what's up. And Terence, like if people who haven't like caught up on the past episodes, can you kind of take them into that journey a little bit of what you explained previously?
Oh yeah, he accurately described that I was his toy. If you ever seen Richard Pryor's movie, The Toy, he's just not a little rich white kid who can just hire out a black man. But I was inserted into his world. It was just like, come in here, and now you're in my bat cave, and that's it.
That was it.
He didn't know anything else. It's like, that's what we're doing. Hey, take this glove.
Yeah.
You're the Black Panther.
He made you. You didn't even have to fight for it.
I did not. I didn't have to fight for the crown or nothing. I was immediately dubbed T'Challa. There it is.
There it is. There it is. And so as we moved on into our, dating world, Terence, was really protective of his boys, his sons. So it took a while before I, met his children. And so our first encounter was a barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And Taj, do you remember that?
Not too much. what I mainly remember was when he introduced you and you started talking, and I was like, you can feel all the energy coming off of her.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was like, you can feel all of this. Like, she is pure warmth.
Oh, y'all see that? I'm pure warmth, y'all. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm pure warmth. So, but Terrence had told y'all a little bit about AJ, because by that time, he was no longer Terrence's toy. AJ was kind of like, I don't know what he was on with Terrence, but he just was kind of giving him a hard time. And so y'all kind of pressed him at the barbecue, like, what you been doing to my daddy?
Why don't I remember
You don't remember that?
I really don't.
Yeah, y'all kind of pressed my baby.
Dang, we pressed you, bro? I'm sorry.
And it probably wasn't oppressive, but she's a protective mom, so.
He swears.
I swear.
I mean, pressed on the streets is more like pressed them up, but it was more like, hey, it was kind of like, hey, what you been doing to our dad? It was kind of like, we heard about you. Because if I came with the energy of warmth, what energy did AJ come with?
Hype. It was like, you could tell he had that hype in him, but he was kind of just like to himself at the moment, and then he met us, and he was just kind of like, he's like, I don't know yet. He was kind of feeling it out. Yeah.
All right. So AJ in his normalcy is a little brother and a big brother. He has a big sister and he has a little brother. So how does it feel for you now to have acquired two big brothers?
No, fun. Like,
what?
it's fun. Like, I don't know how to really explain it. It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Do you like having older brothers?
Yeah, they can roughhouse with me.
Mm-hmm. But you don't have that with Andrea? And you've been a big brother for quite some time. Mm-hmm. So how is it for you to acquire another little brother?
That's interesting, actually, because, growing up with Kai, it was like, there were certain moments where it was like, I want to be rough, and he might kind of want to do that, and then it might be a little too rough, and then the way I would act towards him was kind of selfish at times. So now that it's like having you, same age, going back down, it's like, we can be rough, and then if you feel some type of way, I can learn from what I did with Kai.
To back off?
Yeah, kind of back off. Like, all right, let me give you some space.
Yeah.
But I think it's fun, man. I love being around you. You're just a ball of energy.
And for the world to know, they're 1 day apart in birthdays. So they're both Geminis, and y'all know about Geminis.
Yeah. What?
Whew, baby, the two personalities is real. It's extreme. But I love y'all.
Is it really like that?
Have you not met yourself? Have you not met each other? What?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So now you haven't seen Angry Taj, though.
I have not seen Angry Taj.
I know Angry Taj.
Yeah. You have a lot of energy. I haven't met Angry Taj, but I've met all sides of AJ.
I kind of suppressed Angry Taj. I took him away. I let him stay away.
Maybe that's a good thing. I wouldn't know what to do if I, saw Angry Taj. So as we, are coming into blending our families, we went on our first trip together as a crew, all of us, to New Orleans. And how was that for you?
That was dope. That was real dope. I love that. It got a little fishy there at the end with AJ, but that was dope. I loved being with y'all. That was when we were at Kobe's, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we was at
Shout out to Kobe.
Place. Yep, shout out Kobe. But I think that was real dope. That was during Thanksgiving, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was nice to have everybody around, getting to know y'all more. Mm-hmm. I think that was the first time where I really sat and talked with you and really got to know you, and I was like, oh yeah, she is dope. She's real dope.
So how do you feel about me being a partner to your dad? How is that for you?
I think at first, because it was it's my first experience dealing with that. Mm-hmm. So I think at first it was kind of like I don't know how to go into it. It's like I didn't have no, I wasn't a skeptic or anything, but it was more like it's like this is who he is, he trusts her, he loves her. It's like, and I love him, so let me try to trust her. But like I said, after that first experience, I was like, that really settled it for me. I was like, she's dope. She cares about me. She cares about us. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no issues. Like, she listened to the music I listen to.
Period. I'm hip. So how does that make you feel, Mr. Rogers, how important was it to have your children on board with the situation?
It was the utmost important. It was a no deal. I mean, you know me, I don't want chaos and drama. And no, not at all. And so that's why I was so hesitant, because it was just like, it's got to be right. I don't want any stumbles. I don't want any misunderstandings. So even just now to sit back and hear it, it's like, it might have seemed like it took a while for you. And I'm like, perfect. It worked out. Patience makes a beautiful child. And a beautiful child did come out of it. I feel like it was A1.
That's dope. What about you, AJ? How did you know that you felt like Terence was okay for your mom?
I don't know. I was like 7, 8.
Well, he's been around since you were 7, yeah. Yep.
That's
4 years.
4 years. So all 4 years you was like, I like him for my mom, or was there a moment when you was like, when is he gonna leave?
Come on, tell us the truth.
Tell us the truth.
Tell us the truth. It's okay.
Yeah, like the first year, it's like, ooh, you're new. All right. Second year, all right, he's not leaving.
Did you try to run me away? Were you trying to?
Tell the truth. This is a safe space.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he was honest about it, because he was doing all kinds of shiggity, like trying to set booby traps. He was trying to set, like, I got pictures of him. Remember when he was like trying to be like Macaulay Culkin, and he like set the trap at my door at the trellis?
I think that was for fun, though.
That was for fun? Okay.
No. I mean, AJ's like, I don't know. Man, he's like, yeah, that's what you think.
All right.
When the AJ? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't even remember.
You don't remember the booby traps?
No.
I think that was just for fun.
For fun? Okay. But were you trying to run Terence off at some point when you realized, like, oh, he ain't going nowhere?
Yeah, like the second year, but the other two, no.
Okay, so first year it was like he was the toy. Second year you trying to run him off. Then when you realize he wasn't going nowhere, 3 and 4 year, you like, oh, he's cool. And then you feel comfortable referring to him as like your stepdad. Yeah. How does that make you feel? Do you feel good about having this other, because you have your own dad, which is, does it make you feel good to have another man in your life to call dad?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I only get to really see my dad like during the summer. And I get to see Terence every day.
Ah.
Was that a good 25?
All the time, right? So that's a good thing for you, like, because we moved. For those who don't know, I'm originally from Michigan, residing here in the beautiful Dallas, Fort Worth area, and so Andrew gets to see his dad every summer, or if we go home for like a Christmas or spring break. So is that what you're saying? You like to have. It would be your preference if you could see your dad every day, but since you only get to see him in the summer, you feel good that you get to have Terence in your life 24/7.
Well, not like every day, like if I would, like, you know how it's like sometimes I go to TT's house, like during for the weekend. Like, if I could see Dad Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So you would prefer if you could see Dad, your bio dad, on the weekends?
Yeah.
All right, if we live closer or something. Or if we were rich enough to fly you there for the weekend.
Yeah.
That would be cool. But Terence is a good placeholder in the meantime. What do you like about Terence the most?
I don't know. There's only 3 things.
I don't know. He's fun.
He's fun. I think he's very calm. I think that you like that that he doesn't yell and I yell.
You yell?
Oh, I don't. Right, guys, I don't yell. I'm such, after, what was that? Unconditional parenting. I don't yell no more.
Oh, yeah, you do yell.
Exposed.
I don't whoop no more. But I do yell, and I'm working on my cussing.
Oh, yes, the cursing.
Boy, back to you, Bob. So anyway.
She gonna yell at you in the car.
Maybe, maybe not. I do want to let the audience know that I am recording today from the beautiful You Should Know Studios in downtown Dallas. Shout out to Peyton.
What up, Peyton?
Yeah,
He a real one. He from Austin, so maybe that's where his real come from. And this is his beautiful studio, so we thank him for allowing us to record here today. So Taj, back to you, Bob. What do you like about me besides my warmth? Like, what characteristics that you're like, this is a good fit as we come together as a blended family to be like, I rock with this whole situation?
Okay, I'd like to bring up a story about that.
Please do.
So
we love stories.
this was back, so this wasn't too long ago. This is like right after I graduated college, and I was trying to find a job, right? And I was doing some other stuff, not doing what I was supposed to do.
Okay.
And one day I remember coming over, and you had kind of like, you kind of knew I was coming over to, you know, do some stuff, but you came to the table, saw what I was doing, and you sat there and just kind of like guided me through, like, okay, well, you need to do this. Well, if you're trying to do this, I can, you know, help you go here. We can do this. You need to call them. Like, that part of you being so diligent, like, you were very vocal about helping me. And, you know, we had known each other for a while already. But I think that part of you, your, how do I put this? Your drive to make sure people do what they're supposed to do and get it done and helping them, I love that about you. I love it the most.
Is he trying to make me shed a tear?
just one. Just one.
That is so sweet, cause Terence thinks that, like, he'd be like, well, you don't do what Tynee wants you to do.
Once Tynee give you a directive, it's not a suggestion.
It's not a suggestion.
She'll be calling you about it. It's not a suggestion. She'll be calling you. And be
Yeah.
like, see if that's what's wrong.
Because I just want everybody to win. If you are a part of me, if you're an extension of me, I want you to win. I want you to be, you know, successful. And I'm known as the plug out here in these streets. So if I have a resource that I know that you need, I'm going to try to connect you to that resource so that you can get onto your path of success. That's how I have always been. Shout out to Beverly, because she was the plug too. So that's where I get that from. But I'm so glad that that was, you know, helpful for you. For me, as being the bonus mom in this situation and Terence's partner, it makes me happy to have you two guys in AJ's life as his big brother, because even though he has siblings from his bio dad, it's just literally been me and him, and it's kind of lonely being a only child if you've never been an only child. I grew up in the same household with my sister, and he doesn't get that opportunity. And even though y'all come around, y'all not there all the time. Y'all hear more than his bio sips because they're in Michigan in Arizona. So for him to have that extra peace, some extra love in there for him. It makes me happy, and it was very important for me to select a partner who could be strong enough to handle AJ's personality and my personality, because I'm a lot, but I'm lit.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I have a question. You asked all of us, how did, we feel or, about the whole situation. But you did say there was some time between, I met AJ. I had no choice. If I was going to come over your house, I was going to see AJ. But you knew that I was waiting. So what was going on through your mind, one, through the wait? Like, what was going on there? And then how do you feel about meeting my wonderful boys that you better not say anything crazy about?
That I better not say nothing crazy about. So during the waiting period, so y'all got to know, like, as a single mom, for the single moms out there, I know Steve Harvey told y'all, well, I think he told y'all to introduce y'all kids. I don't know what he said. I don't listen to him. I don't know. It seems like it was an important piece. Right. Okay, well, in dating, some people, not necessarily know when to introduce their kid, right, to someone that they're dating outside of that kid's bio parent. So AJ had not necessarily met a lot of people that I dated. Or if he did meet them, they were referred to as like friend or the homie, but not necessarily introduced where he knew exclusively, like, this my man. And so for me, getting to know Terrence, and we kind of vibe like off jump, like the vibe was there. And so it was important for me to let him know, like, hey, when my son comes back, me being a single mom, as I said in a previous episode, I don't got babysitters like that. So we are a package deal up in here. You see him, you see me. Mm-hmm. You see me, you see him. So he needed to know that. And so he had to see AJ because there was no other way around it. It wasn't like when I was in Michigan when my mom was alive and my son, he would go over to his dad's on the weekend. So I could date freely without him meeting my situations or do what I need to do, because he would be with his dad or he would be with my mom where he didn't have to see that. And so now I'm in a foreign territory where I don't have that same flexibility. So for me, in me dating Terrence, he had to meet him from the gate. And so because he met my son, I could understand his apprehension or your apprehension initially, like not me meeting your boys, because in an ideal situation, you wouldn't have met AJ so early on. And so, but as time went by, like, okay, 6 months have gone by, like, okay, why I ain't met your kids? And so that kind of made me question, like, well, are we really going to be together like that? Because your children are important to you, but you're saying that I'm important to you, but how am I important? They're important. We ain't met each other. Mm-hmm. So it's like, now you have not lied to me up until this point. You haven't gassed me, but there is a barrier here. And if it's like, we can't get past this barrier, then, like, what are we doing? Like, and then I start to feel away because, like, you met my son, he precious to me too. Yeah. So you trying to say your kids more precious than my kids? These are feelings,
no, I feel you.
You know what I mean? So, this is where my thoughts was going at, that I kind of kept. So when I was finally able to meet your boys, and they were beautiful boys. Taj was a man, and Kai was still a child or underage, but I thought that they were some beautiful boys. I feel like they were raised really well, and you always speak highly of your ex-wife and how she cared for the boys growing up and what they were used to, Mm-hmm. So I thought that was beautiful. That was also another bonus, that he never bashed his ex-wife. So boys, y'all know that. Your dad speaks highly of your mom. So, I don't have issue there. I was more so apprehensive that how you guys would feel about me knowing that your dad divorced your mom. And I know that was important for them to know that I wasn't the cause of the divorce. And I wanted, I knew he let them know that, but I needed them to know that, like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I also needed to establish, like, I'm not trying to be your mom, because I came into the situation where, one is an adult and one is a teenager. So I didn't need to be a mom. So the title, and Taj's girlfriend actually gave me the title of bonus mom. And so I'm like, I like that. They're my bonus sons. So I like that tone, just to be a bonus, to be an addition to, an add on, the plus one, in this village. Because at the end of the day, like, we're all a village. So for me, I just wanted them to know, like, I ain't trying to be y'all mama. I was kind of more standoffish. Not standoffish where y'all didn't, like, to your point, y'all didn't feel my warmth, but I didn't really know how I fit into the equation, because, it's odd. Well, it was odd for me. I don't know how odd it was for y'all, knowing that your parents had divorced. So I'm just like, I'm not a child of divorce. I just know how my friends who have experienced it, like, what they be going through. So I was kind of like treading very lightly. Like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to, I don't want to step on no toes. I don't want nobody thinking that I'm trying to be a replacement, So that's where I was at with it. Mm-hmm. So now that you know that, how you processing that? How are y'all processing that information?
I mean, I think, I was feeling that you have a way of kind of signaling that you're concerned, and I knew it. For me, it was like being caught in between, because I don't want no drama. It's all about peace. And even like me and their mother, we had already just like, hey, if we're going to be introducing people to them, can we just give it some time? And it's like, one part is my ego saying, you don't tell me what to do. I do what I want. The other part of me is like, no, actually, that's kind of wise. Yeah. And, trying to keep the peace with their mom. But also, it gave me time to really think about, how is this supposed to happen, and making sure it happened well. So, like I say, everything turned out well, but I was concerned that you were going to be, just feeling like, oh, he doesn't really feel me like that. Like, I'm just, like you said, I think my kids are more precious than AJ, and it wasn't even about them being more precious. Mm-hmm. We were all new to this. Mm-hmm. The boys were new to this. I was new to this. You guys were new to this. So everybody was trying to figure out that first step, because that first step was going to be important. We need to make it work. That was the whole goal, was trying to make it work. So it drove me a little batty. It's just like, oh man, I remember, Kai comes over the weekend. I probably 3 weekends in a row just like, listen, I just want you to understand,
I won't be seeing you this weekend. And I'm thinking, like, why can't we see each other this week? But part of me, I understood, like, oh, father-son time.
But that too, that too. I surely didn't want Kai being the one to see me most often to think, man, he just moved away from mama and he just rolling on with another woman. And who cares, huh? And I'm just supposed to just accept her, Yeah. It was that, well, no, I don't want you to think like that. Because I could imagine for him, it might have felt a little weird, and I didn't want to rush anybody into anything. So just having them conversations with him over and over, and just letting them know, because we know me, I practice E5, so it was also a spiritual thing too. Mm-hmm. It was just for me just saying, like, you have to do it this way to make it right. And I made sure that they understood that doing this, it wasn't just me and my feelings or anything, like, let me go find the first woman I could find. Right. No, I put some thought into this. It's like, I got some spiritual guidance behind this. No, for real, this is somebody that I'm going to make a life with, and you're a part of my life, and we just got to make this work. Yep.
It's a good man right there. If you can zoom in on that good ass man right there. I love that you didn't want to just, in hindsight, kind of rush into the thing, because I have complained about that in a previous situation about a person constantly introducing my child to multiple, partners or moving on, not just having that like respect piece.
Yeah.
And I think that the overarching theme there is just respect. Respecting your ex-wife, respecting your children, and also, respecting me and my child, and to not want to, just prematurely go into something again, because I too was concerned about their feelings and I didn't want them to hate me. Right. I don't like when people hate me, like if I personally know you. Now, if y'all don't know you like that, well, I don't care. But like to be in close proximity and you like it's some bad energy, I ain't want that bad juju. Right. So with you now hearing that and my concerns about your feelings about the divorce, what was your feelings behind that? And did you, prior to meeting me, did you like have apprehension? Like, I hope she don't think she about to come in here and be my mama. Or was it anything like that?
I had apprehension, not to the manner of just like, oh, I'm not going to accept anybody. Just more of, like you stated earlier, it was new to all of us, like super new. I remember when they first told me, I think I was just moving out of the dorm or something like that. And I was trying to get stuff from the house. And then like towards the end of the day, they let us know. I was hurt. And then, honestly, for that entire, 2 weeks, I was just hurt. Because it was like, that's new. I've never been through that. And I had heard about other people going through divorce. And I'm like, dang, they be talking about it's bad, this and that. So, hearing all of that, I was just very like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know how this is going to go down. But I think all of those small conversations you had with us, where you were just like, I met somebody. And then later be like, okay, now we're here. We're doing this. I want you to meet her. It's just like, my apprehension started to go away because it's like, okay, I think it really is just another learning experience. That's all you can do. It's like you got to just go with it, take baby steps, and then here we are now. Those baby steps have led up to this.
To a beautiful child. So as we're moving forward and, with the backstory, and now we're coming to the wedding that is approaching us very soon. Yikes, in the next 6 months. Like,
It's gonna be lit.
It is about to be super lit. I think I need to live cast this because I got the best DJ in the world. Shout out to Hype. And so it's about to be super lit. But what are you guys, and everybody can answer this, and we'll start with Taj and come around. What are you all looking forward to in the future as regards to the wedding and just our future as a family? Like, what are your expectation goals, or what are you excited about?
First of all, I'm just excited for the wedding. Very excited. My dad's happy, you're happy, I'm excited. That's how I feel. Future-wise, I think just, honestly, I really just think as far as like just growth. Because it's like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what we're going to see, but I think what I see, the word I'm looking for is like strong. I feel like this is a power couple. Like when I've heard that word before, people say that.
Yeah.
But like I see it, like the way y'all interact with each other is just like y'all energy, y'all feed off of each other, and then y'all just do great things. So I'm like, I don't see this going wrong. I just don't.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
I'm glad he said that. This is the same thing. I'm like, man, this is like bringing together two empires. It's like, but definitely, like you said, feeding off each other, like a power couple, not in in an arrogant bourgeois kind of thing, but just knowing that me and you have drive for more, that we want to do more, and that more isn't, just profit driven, but we want to be helpful and impactful. You think about how we just fell into doing a Juneteenth bike ride, and we know we have these intimate talks about the future, things we want to do. So the marriage, the wedding is just, the wedding is a celebration of us coming together. But I really just look forward to everything that comes next, like establishing something strong that, we can support our communities and just bring our talents out, and us really stepping out to the world with our talents and just trying to make this a better place. So that's what I look forward to. Oh, and Taryn.
We'll get into that.
And her, but we'll talk about that later, huh?
All right, Mr. Andrew.
I don't know. I don't see y'all going through a divorce, like, at all.
All right.
If y'all do, I'm gonna fight you.
As you should.
As you should.
Even when
You
it's
got some
hard.
flint in you. I wasn't expecting it. You gonna catch a fade. If you hurt your mama,
Run these hands. Okay. Run my face. Okay.
I always question, is AJ Flint?
That was a flint.
That was a flint. Like, your mother.
That wasn't a Grand Flint response. She stepped across the street.
He went down 475 for me. Baby, I'm happy. Okay, what else? Okay.
The wedding is gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
That Terrence thing, though.
So to the audience out there who's wondering, who's Terrence? So first and foremost, I'm looking forward to not only the wedding, but the marriage as well, because this is my partner in crime. It's my homie. Y'all heard the term homie, lover, friend? I got it. Right. But the wedding about to be super lit. It's insane. Y'all don't even know, okay? That's that. But Terrence and I are gonna baby plan. We're baby planning, and our child is gonna be named Terrence. Get it? Terrence. So we're trying to get a little bit more female energy around here, because as y'all can see, I'm surrounded by men.
What you mean?
And I need a little, hey girl, hey, to go get her nails done with me so she could be a cheerleader like I was. The whole thing.
So cute, but she's also going to be a daddy's girl. That's what's most important.
Yeah. Terrence is willing to leave his career to homeschool her and take her around the world. And the world is their classroom. So Lord bless us with the funds. So that this could be a real thing. But so yeah, I'm so glad that you all came on the show today. Even Kai is over there in the corner. He's here with us, guys. He just didn't want to be on camera. But I'm glad that you all came on the show today. It was great to learn, some things that I did not know, or that I did not, realize. I didn't even know AJ was riding for his mom. Well, this, y'all know I love AJ. This is my baby. But I didn't know that the Flint was just gonna rise up out of him like that.
It's brewing. It's getting bigger.
Y'all gotta understand, my baby from Grand Blanc, adjacent to Flint. But he was born that early. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But I'm so glad that you guys came. And in true TYNEE Talks fashion, this is your time to give us your social media handles and your shout outs. So Terrence, you can start it off, because they might not be familiar with what that's looking like.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Well, I just want to give a shout out to my boys. What's up, Taj? What's up, Kai? Hollering at them, part of this family. But you can't have my social media because no.
You said your son's Taj and Kai, and
oh, see how she checked me like that? Well, of course, shout out to A Jizzle. Hey, what up, A Jizzle?
All right, AJ, who you giving your shout out to?
You.
Yeah.
Terrence.
Yeah.
Taj.
Yup.
Kai.
Terrence.
What up, Enzo? Oh, shout out to Enzo.
Oh, shout out to Enzo.
Shout out to Enzo. Shout out to my best friend Elijah.
Shout out to Elijah.
Okay.
What about your sister and brother?
Them too.
Them too. And Taj.
Ooh, shout out to the wonderful family, first of all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my girl.
What up, though?
I know you watching this. And hold on, let me shout out my fishing page.
Yes.
Yeah, look.
Rubs hand like
Look,
bourbon.
me and my boy Kai be going out there hitting them hard. So look, Crappie Assassin _. Crappie Assassin with the underscore.
Spell that for us.
Spell it out. Okay, we got CRAPPIE ASSI.
Assassin.
Assassin. He got a degree, y'all. He got a degree.
Are we sure? We got it? It wasn't in English. It wasn't in English. But look, Crappie Assassin. CRAPPIE ASSASSIN_. You can go see all our stuff on there. Look, we going every weekend. That's what we do. Kai will tell you I'm the greatest crappie fisherman on earth. Ooh,
I'm glad he spelled that because he pronounces it crappie, and the Flint, Michigan girl in me would have said, I've been pronouncing it crappy. Crappy assassin.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's not a Flint thing.
Oh, what is that?
A you thing.
Okay, it's a me thing.
Maybe not.
So yes, my bonus sons are into fishing. They're gonna have a fishing empire business. So if you're into fishing, if you're into getting on a boat, getting into the water, knowing what the best bait is to get that good fish, holler at them.
Holla at 'em.
And holla at your girl. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to TYNEE Talks podcast, available on all streaming platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Podcast. And follow me on Instagram at TYNEE Talks. That's TYNEETALKS. And this is for all the girls who got told, you talk too much. Peace.